This keyboard is $110 from Leobog. It's a full aluminum gasket-mounted keyboard with 5 layers of dampers, an FR4 plate, and a universal hot swap north-facing PCB. Perfect for shine-through keycaps. So what's the catch? Well, this is a wired keyboard, and before you go bonkers, box content is pretty straightforward with a keyboard, manual, cable, a switch puller, some extra switches, and a PET dust cover. Cable is generic, but at least it's colored. The aluminum housing is powder-coated, and this may appeal to some users. Some would prefer an anodized finish. Weighing the keyboard, this is almost 2 kilograms heavy. Underneath, you don't get kickups, but that was expected since this is an aluminum keyboard. Compared to other aluminum keyboards, this is not the easiest to tear down, as you will have to remove some switches first to access the 6 screws within. But that's all good. Once you do open this up, you might notice that the gaskets are attached to the PCB instead of the FR4 plate. I haven't seen this design before in other keyboards I've used. I wonder if this changes the sound profile of the keyboard. Keycaps here are cherry profiled double-shot PBTs in a tricolor theme. Stabs are pre-lubed and not perfectly fitted on the plate. Leobog lubes their stabs already out of the box, so that's one thing out of your plate, but I would advise to add more lube, especially to the stab elbows. My unit came with Barbie linear switches. They're pre-lubed and consistently done at that. They're also made of full palm plastic, which is the best for switches, but when combined with other kinds of plastic like a PA66 bottom housing, the switch would sound marbly, which is my preference. This requires an initial force of 28 grams, pretty light compared to other switches. I'm not sure, but based on how I feel, I think it's around 35 to 40. Moreover, these switches have RGB diffusers in them, so RGB lovers out there, enjoy. This has 2 color options, the white and the blue tricolor mix. Both colorways are kind of feminine to me and would suit light colored builds. In my case, not very much, but would add more contrast to my setups. The top cover isn't smooth, being a powder-coated aluminum case. I believe I already said this a while back, but anyways, watch out as the powder coating may chip off if contacted with force. As for branding, you only get a shiny magnetic badge by the arrow keys. No paints, no prints all over the board, except underneath where you get an engraved branding from Leobog. This has lots of RGB modes, and with the diffusers on the switches, you get really good shines, but with the black FR4 plate, the shines are a bit absorbed. On the bright side, this would look really cool together with shine-through keycaps. Now let's go over what's inside this keyboard. Underneath the PCB, you get a thick layer of PET anti-static film. Now this is the thickest PET anti-static film I've ever seen on any keyboard. Underneath the PCB that's stuck onto the PCB is Poron foam, and then in between the FR4 plate and the PCB, you have Poron sandwich foam here, and as you can see underneath that, it shines a little bit because that is an integrated PET anti-static film attached to the Poron sandwich foam. And then we have here the IXP switch pad right there, also with an embedded PET anti-static film. Dampers here are pretty standard. I have no complaints. I expected this from this keyboard. Moving on, looking into the internals here, the PCB is a FlexCut PCB, alright? That's good. What else do we have here? FR4 plate. Yep, it's also FlexCut FR4. This does not have screw-in stabilizer ports, so clip-in stabs, screw-in stabs are not compatible with this unit. Did I leave anything behind? Again, comment down below. Get your Hi98 from the links in the description, and I will see you again next time. Don't forget to not subscribe.